This last year, many people have been stuck inside the house.
I'm mostly interested in photography, videography, and gaming, and yeah, that's basically what I'm doing nowadays.
But for this Hastings resident, his home can become anywhere he wants.
I've been interested in it since it really kind of started becoming popular in 2016, but I didn't get to try my first actual VR headset till probably early 2018 at a GameStop. But for this VR headset behind me, I got it last August, right before the pandemic really hit.
Virtual reality. What some may call a gimmick actually opens up whole new worlds for people like Jacob Boyer, who he continued interviewing within the virtual world.
Definitely just the feeling of being able to explore basically anything you want at any time. Like right now, we're in a world that's basically in space. I mean, it could be from going swimming virtually to going to go-karts to getting teleported into worlds from your favorite video games like Legend of Zelda.
The same could be said about someone from far off in Arizona, Jeff Reeves.
I'm 31 years old. I work professionally as a DevOps engineer for a major bank. Most of my time I spend is either working on projects or at work, but when I do get away from work, I do like to play VR. I like to play video games, try to socialize. This is my escape into social worlds.
Who plays VR for much the same reasons.
I'd say there's quite a lot of unique experiences that you can have in VR. Some of them are literally just going to interesting worlds that you might have seen from a video game that you like. I think traveling to places like Hyrule from The Legend of Zelda, or, checking out the full scale of how big an Evangelion robot is, or, switching into being a Godzilla avatar, running amok, or just all sorts of interesting things that, unless you're at a costumed Halloween party, you pretty much will never see.
All these experiences unique to VR, limitless worlds at the edge of your fingertips. However, VR is not just about mini-games and exploring worlds.
The thing that keeps me coming back to the game is just the community around the whole entire thing. You can meet all different types of people from all different sides of the world.
While some may think that VR is antisocial, that couldn't be further from the truth.
Let's see, so socializing in VR feels very similar to real life, honestly. Hopping from world to world, if you're in a public world and you just have a bunch of people, you can kind of recognize it a lot like a normal social situation, like going to the park or going over to like a friend's house even, that you might know the host, but you don't know everybody there.
Yeah, socializing in VRs, it's a weird thing because you don't really see the people behind the characters that they're playing, but you get to know them so well that it's almost like they're your best friends.
With even some of their best memories in virtual reality.
Definitely with you and the friend group, Mana, Tezo, Day. Just like some of the nights where we would just hop different worlds and experience it all together and just be excited to see new things that we would never really get to see in real life.
Being times that these two spent together and with others.
Some of the most fun I've had is when, like, you and Jacob and Cobal and everybody else is just hanging out in a big group, and we go to different things, like doing the murder map, Murder 2, I want to say. For those who don't know, murder is, one person's a detective, everybody else is a bystander, and then somebody is the murderer. And the detective needs to figure out which person is a bystander and which person's the murderer and stop the murderer before he kills everybody.
VR has allowed these two to connect despite being across the country from each other.
Typically, I'm kind of a loner. I don't really have many friends, and I've moved so many times that it's pretty hard to keep a friendship going. VR has allowed me to actually hang out with people consistently on a basis to where I actually feel, like I've made a lot of friends that way. Some of my best friends.
Definitely, there is a big misconception of people who are online can't be friends, which is completely false. I'd say most of the people that I've met in VR or online in general are some of the closest people I know.
Being able to meet up and share these experiences with people from across the globe.
You get to meet people from all different parts of the world, so one day you'll be talking to somebody from Minnesota, and then the other day you'll be talking to somebody from Poland.
Now it's like I can hop into VR, I could put my headset on, I can go log into a world, and suddenly I'm connected with, anywhere from 20 to 200 different people in a world that could be anywhere in the world.
And they both agree that virtual reality is an excellent platform for socializing.
I guess just seeing everybody together, not letting physical looks or anything like that determine what somebody thinks about you. So you get to know the person in the room through their personality and not through how they look. I feel like it gives you a closer connection than it would in real life. Like, I used to be a really shy person back in like early high school. But once I started talking to people online and like VR, I kind of got my communication skills to be better.
Oh, absolutely. VR is a top tier social platform. I think when I was growing up, it was all, chat rooms and, instant messaging. And that kind of morphed into, text messaging and social media like Facebook and Twitter. But I think there's nothing that really comes comparable to hanging out in VR aside from physically hanging out with other people.
In times like these, virtual reality proves that despite living 1,500 miles away, you can still hang out as if you're all in the same room. For HCTV, this is Ian Andrusak.
You are watching HCTV.